David Smith here with another flipped classroom math video. Let's get started. Our topic right now is evaluating algebraic expressions. And what we're going to do is use a technique called substitution. And I want to give you a quick definition of that. What this is you substitute numbers for letters in algebraic expressions. And once the letters are all gone, the variables, then you can evaluate that and come up with a single answer that's just one number. So what we're going to say is plug in numbers for variables, evaluate the Okay, so let's do an example. My expression would be as follows. 5x minus 7. Now to do this, we need to give you a number value for x. So I'm going to do that. Value x equals 2. So now we do a plug-in and a calculation. So plug in 5 times 2 minus 7, and then we calculate. So 5 times 2 is 10, minus 7 is 3. And there we are. So let me give you one to try. The expression 3x plus 4, the value x equals 9. So go ahead, pause the video, and work that out. Okay, let's see how you did. So for my plug-in, I'm going to have 3 times 9 plus 4, right? I just plugged my 9 in where the x was. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my calculation. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 4 equals 31. Okay, great. Okay, these can get more complicated because we can put more than one kind of variable in an expression. For example, 3q minus 2r. So there's our expression. Our values are going to be q equals negative 3 and r equals 2. So now we're just going to take these numbers, plug them into this expression, and do the calculation. So 3 times negative 3 for the q minus 2 times 2 for the r. So what's 3 times negative 3? Negative 9 minus 2 times 2 is minus 4, which gives us negative 13. Okay? Now I'm going to give you another expression that uses these same deals right there. Let's try 2q squared minus 6r. Okay? So pause the video, plug in your numbers, do your calculation, and come back. Okay, let's see how you did. Do my plug-in. 2 times, now what's q? Minus 3 squared minus 6 times my r, which is 2. Okay, so that's my plug-in step. And here's a quick little tip. Do this step separate. Some of you might go, well, I know that negative 3 squared is negative 9 multiplied by 2. That gives me negative 18. And you can do that in your head. But if you show more steps and you get partial credit on tests and quizzes, you'll do better, even if you make mistakes. So I think doing the plug-in step is a really important part. Okay, let's evaluate. So this becomes 2 times negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. Okay, so I messed up in my little explanation there. Minus 2 times 6 is 12. We get 18 minus 12, which gives us 6. Okay? Okay, some of the problems you might see are word problems that are going to require that you do use some of these techniques to get to your answer. But I want to first share with you my tried and true method for doing word problems. It's a 4-step process. And here's the thing about word problems. A lot of people are intimidated with them because the math is buried in language and a situation. The important thing about word problems is they are where math meets real life. Okay? So sometimes when we read a word problem, we immediately go, oh, I don't know how to do that. How am I going to do this? If you follow the 4 steps, you might not know how to get to the end at the first step, but if you can keep moving through the steps, you might be surprised that you can actually get all the way to the solution. So let's do this. Step 1, define variables. This means say what they represent. X equals Bob's age, something like that. Step 2, use variables to write equation. Okay? So use those variables that you define and write an equation. Step 3, solve that equation. And then step 4 is check your answer. Okay? So for a cheat sheet for a test, you can have this on there and that will be a guide for doing any word problems that you see on a test. Okay, so here's the problem. We have 2 buses. One red and one green. The red bus has one more than twice the number of seats than the green bus. If the green bus has 7 seats, how many seats in the red bus? Okay, so that's just the problem. Step 1, define variables. So I'm going to write a little 1 for step 1. I'm going to say X equals seats in green bus Y equals seats in red bus. Sometimes when you're doing a word problem, you want to avoid using 2 variables because it'll make it more solvable. In this case, 2 variables would be just fine. So question number 2. Pause the video. See if you can use the words in here, the variables I've defined for you there, to write a valid equation. Come back when you're done. Okay, let's see how you did. This says the red bus has one more than twice the number of seats in the green bus. So if X is the number of seats in the green bus, then the red bus seats are going to be twice plus 1. So if the green bus has X seats, then the red bus, which is Y, is going to have 2 times X, the number of seats in the green bus, plus 1 more. Okay? So that's our equation. Now we can solve our equation, step 3, and we're going to use substitution to plug it in, because if you look at the word problem here, this says the green bus has 7 seats. So we know what X is. So now we can do a plug-in step. Y equals 2 times 7 plus 1. Sweet. Now all I have to do is solve this. So Y equals 14, 2 times 7 plus 1, which is 15. So that tells us the red bus has 15 seats. Now, we could check that. Is 15 one more than twice 7? And it is. Twice 7 is 14, one more makes 15. So we're good to go. Now, some people say you want to finish a word problem with a sentence. Since it started with words, you finished with words. So you could write, red bus has 15 seats. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, give me a like down below. Subscribe if you'd like. Thank you.